What's up, world? You already know who it is, your favorite director. And I'm back with another episode. And I'm super excited because I have a lovely, lovely guest here today. Actress, Miss Tiffani D. How are you doing?
Hey, thank you for having
Yes,
me, Maurice.
I'm excited to have you on the show. See you out there doing your thing. You have a new film coming out. We definitely want to talk about that. But how are you doing? How is your year going so far? You know, we're almost over. It's almost over. It's been an interesting year. You know, 2 years into the pandemic. Like, how's your year going?
This year has been probably the most exciting year. The year of the most growth for me.
Nice.
Both spiritually and mentally, and in my career as well. It's been eye-opening. It's been painful. It's been exciting. It's been exhilarating. It's been peaceful.
Yeah.
It's been so many things, but I think this like 35, 30, I mean.
Y'all heard it.
I
ain't say it.
It's been probably one of my best years.
Yeah.
So far.
But you know, I think it takes, you know, getting into your mid late 30s to really like find yourself and really understand what you're really about and the things that you're into versus things you're not into, and like you said, growth. You know, I think this is, you know, the last 2 years was just such a period of growth, you know, for me as well, where it's like, hold up. Who I was in the 20s ain't nobody, you know, not even close to what I am and what I'm about now. You know what I mean? So, before we really get into just like the acting and stuff, but how has that helped your career? Just the growth in general. You know, how does that play within how that works within your career? How does that align?
Well, it's funny you ask that question because I think that if I hadn't have gone through this growth period, I wouldn't be in this movie.
Okay.
I had some things happen to me. Literally, the pandemic happened. I had to homeschool my children.
Okay.
My brother passed away at the end of 2020, Christmas. And then right after that, I was in like just an emotionally and mentally draining relationship. And it's sort of like those things compiled together put me maybe at my lowest emotionally, mentally. And that's where it started. Okay. That's where the spiritual alignment, I started to really get into that part of myself. Okay. And that catapult, I took that whole year to just like work on me and to grow. And I remember saying to myself in January of this year that, okay, I've learned who I am. I've grown from those experiences. I've healed. I've grieved the proper way. I've put myself in alignment and elevation. Now what I'm going to do is say yes. Okay. Going forward in 2022 is going to be my yes year. Yes. A lot of people say. I like that. But I was really what it was I'm just not going to let fear hold me back anymore from anything, from love, from career, from doing the things that I've always wanted to do, but have been like, I don't want anybody to see me. I don't want to, you know, so I'm going to say yes. And universe and God, if you put these opportunities in my path, like I'm going to take full advantage of them. Right. And then in February, it was like, well, the mid-January, really, it was crazy because like, it's like as soon as I said that, Kai called me to be in this movie. And it was like, what are you going to do? Okay. Are you going to do what you just said you was going to do? Back and say, are you going to take exactly. Yeah. Are you going to fall back into old habits? I feel like the universe tests you. God tests you. If you ask for something, he's going to put things in your way to see if you're really ready for them. Ready. Yeah. So it was one of those moments where it was like, am I ready? I gotta say yes. I said I was going to. Yes. So
that's super dope, man. And I want to get into the movie. But, you know, just talking about that is really important, where you said you allowed yourself to heal and you allowed yourself to grieve and to go through what you were going through, to really go through it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we'll go through something and then we try to, you know, suppress it or substitute it and not really deal with it or heal with it, and we move on to the next thing, and we bring in all this extra baggage and this extra emotions to things that don't needed or it shouldn't be aligned with. So, you know, taking that time to just say, okay, this is where I am. I feel the way I feel.
Yeah.
But let me go through it. Let me see how I wanna come out on top of this thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you got the opportunity to be in this film, right? So let's talk about this. Off camera, we were talking about how this is your first project.
It is.
Your first acting project. So before we get into this, what were you doing before acting? Was you acting before? Were you doing anything creative? Or this was just like an opportunity, like, you know, I really want to do this, and then the opportunity kind of came together?
Well, I've always been an entertainer. Okay. Like, I think I was born in just doing things, right? So I was, and still currently am, a red carpet host. Okay. So it really started with doing hosting events. Started in maybe 2015 doing hosting events. Okay. And in my professional career, because before this, like, I wanted to be an actress since I was in high school. Okay. Maybe probably before then, but I remember high school being the moment where I was like, oh, I like this. Yes. You know what I'm saying? I had a drama teacher named Mr. Rudolph who saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. Okay. And he was like, you know what, Tiffany, I want you to try this dramatic monologue. I want you to try this. Because, you know, I was always the class clown. Right. I was always doing my little improv. Right. Anyway. He was like, I want you to try this because I feel like you're really talented. Nice. And I did it. I fell in love with it immediately.
Caught that bug.
Oh my goodness. I caught it hard. Yes. And then I was in the school play and he pulled my mom. My mom just reminded me of this the other night. He pulled her to the side and he was like, Tiffany has it. She's got to go to performing arts school. She's got to do something because she just has that spark. And I really appreciate him for being one of the first people to really push me in this space. The first person being my mom. She's always told me that I was talented my whole entire life. In anything I try to do, if I put my mind to it, I can excel at it. It's just something that's in me. And so prior to this movie, you know, I had stopped my creative as far as acting because I got married. I became a mom. I was focusing on that journey. I finished school. I went and got all my degrees. I did all of that.
Did all the right things.
I did all those things. And
the
then
society tells you to
that
do
just you know, that's a whole nother story. I don't want to send no messages out there to the young folks, but you know, colleges shut up.
Listen.
Anyway,
we all got them loans. Listen,
you know,
we're still paying by
still paying them back. Biden, you better come through with that forgiveness.
Right.
So in 2015, my mom was like, "You need to get back out there. You need to get back out there." And she started searching up things for me to do, and she was like, "You should try to host Atlantic City Fashion Week." Nice. She sent them an email.
And they messaged. She was acting manager.
Yes, she manager. She's still like that to this day. And they messaged me back and they were like, "We would love to meet you." And I was like, who are these people? Come to find out, my mom had sent them an email and that's all she wrote. Nope.
Doing her thing.
That's all she wrote. I got that gig. And from there, I just was hosting Fashion Week. Then I met Kai, started doing my new Philly segments on his show. And then from there, I started working with Kay, shout out to Kay, Press Pulse Productions. Nice. And we were doing celebrity interviews together.
Oh, that's dope.
Then I started my own platform in 2020 called Sip and Dish. Oh, so I've been doing this. It's been slowly progressing since 2015 with the celebrity interviews and the media correspondence work. Nice. And now getting back into that acting. So it's coming full circle.
It's coming all together, and it all goes together. It's all entertainment, and it's all, you know, your personality and bringing what you bring to the table in front of the screen. So before we talk about that, I really wanted to touch on the whole mama aspect, with your mother being such a supportive part of your creative journey, right?
Yes.
Talk about that a lot of times because it's funny. It's a theme in my new movie Kodak. My new movie Kodak's coming out. It's a theme where she's a photographer and she doesn't really have that kind of support because a lot of people think it's a hobby type of thing, right? When we're doing creative things, when we're doing music or art or you know, filmmaking or whatever, it's like, okay, that's cool, but make sure you get a real job, right?
Right.
Why don't you follow this path? You know, that's not a real thing. That's just like a hobby. Do that on the side, you know. So how obviously your mother was instrumental for you doing what you're doing. Like, how important was that? What type that support? How important was that support from your mother when a lot of times, we're told that this is not a real thing. This is not a real job.
It means everything. It means everything, because to have someone who's so adamant about, like, who sees such a bright light in you, even when you don't see it yourself, but they're diligent in their pursuit of making you shine.
Yes.
Letting you see your own potential and pushing you to do that. Sometimes you need a push. Sometimes you need to push, even if it's your passion, even if it's something that you love. Sometimes you feel discouraged, or you have fear, or you feel like, what if I fail? I can't really, you know what I'm saying? Like the nervousness of it. So to have somebody in my corner who will do anything I'm talking about anything. Yeah. She will write emails. She will answer emails. She will watch my children, which she did the whole entire time I was shooting this movie. Nice. She will speak life into me when I'm feeling like, it's so important. People don't understand. If you have somebody in your family who is taking this journey, they're already scared.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're already nervous. Absolutely. Even if it's something they love, they are already feeling. Yeah. So you saying, well, that's not a real job, on top of, first of all, something they love and something they're already fearful to do, it just, you don't know what kind of light you could be dimming. Yes. Yeah. Maybe we wouldn't have had a Picasso. Right. Maybe we wouldn't have had an Angela Bassett. Right. Maybe if somebody had dimmed their dreams like that. And my mom has just been the complete opposite. She's just been such a huge support. And I don't think I would have made it this far without her. And I think because of her, I know now. I see now how far I'm going to go.
I'm going all the way.
I've already done it. Yeah. I just have to walk into it. It's already happened.
Yeah.
And her support
that's beautiful.
It's just everything. I don't even know what other way to express it. It means everything.
No, that's amazing, because like I said, I've had friends, I've had, family members where they didn't necessarily have that kind of support. They didn't necessarily have their mom that was down for them, in that space, or their fathers like, maybe this ain't working, or maybe this is, you got the talent, but nobody really makes it in that field. Nobody makes it in that world, you know what I mean? And like you said, we're already dealing with so much as an artist or as a creative, things that's going against us, you know what I mean? Things that we have to fight through and push through. In times you get discouraged, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
I don't care how great things are going or how successful you are. You always have those moments of being discouraged, or, maybe I'm not as good as I think of, or maybe I'm not, I'm doing all right, but I don't see me getting to that level. You know what I mean? Like, you might have all these inner dialogue things that's going against you. And when you have somebody that's doesn't get any closer than that, your mother, your parents breathing life into you and telling you got it, you're gonna be all right, just keep going. Like, I was always lucky enough to have a mother that pushed me as well. It was like, listen, do what you love, this is what you want to do, you were born to do that. Yes, get you a job, make your money, support yourself, do whatever you got to do, but this is your calling, this is what you were born to do. And she keeps me going every day. My mom plays my movie every day on the streaming platforms, and she texts me like, hey, movie's out, I'm playing it now. She runs my streams up all day.
I love that. Shout out to moms, man. Shout out to our mothers.
Down. So that's why I really wanted to touch on that. They're because that is a really great thing to have important. To push you.
Could you imagine like not having that? And here's the thing, I don't want to make it seem like the only way that you can excel or whatever is if you have somebody motivating you and pushing you. No. Sometimes you do have to self-motivate. Yeah. Sometimes people are not going to be in your corner, and you do have to say, well, I believe in me. Yeah. That's important as well. Like, I want people to know that as well. Even if you don't have support, but you know that this is your calling and you have the talent and you're passionate, really it's about consistency and determination, to be quite honest with you. Do that.
Yes.
You don't necessarily need the support, but when you have it, I mean, somebody in your ear telling you can do it. You tell yourself you can do it. But when you do have that support, it makes the world a difference.
It's a beautiful thing. And that's a great topic to really touch on, because, I've always been, really driven on my own. I've always had ideas where I'm like, you know what, let me just make these things come to life. And like you said, I think any type of support you have is a bonus, and it should be celebrated, but it shouldn't be a crutch as well.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think a lot of times I hear it all the time on social media. It's like, oh, they're not supporting me. Your friends ain't supporting me. This ain't supporting me. And it's like, it's a lot of negative talk, and it's like, yeah, these things may be true, but you are in charge of your dreams. You are in charge of making things happen. Nobody's gonna. One thing I learned, you might have a mother or a friend that's like, yo, they see the potential in you and they pushing you, but nobody's really gonna push you harder than you can push yourself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Nobody's gonna make your dreams come true. You have to be out there. You have to do it. You have to put in the work.
That's
And ultimately, regardless of who believes in you more at a time, for you to really take it to that next level, you're going to have to really believe in yourself. You know what I mean? You're going to say, all right, I know they're saying me this, because it can go against you. Some people can be, yo, you the best, and you kind of walking around like, I'm all right, I'm okay. You know what I mean? I think at some point you have to know what your value is, what you bring to the table, and you're going to be the driving force to push yourself to the next level. So I think that is something to really touch on, like you said.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to make it clear that you don't need a cheerleading squad.
Nah.
You need what's in here
inside,
and that consistency.
Yeah.
Just be consistent. Work on your craft every day in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
In some capacity, you always have to put in the work. That's the most, because our moms boost us up, but we the ones doing the work.
You gotta do the work.
We doing the
My mom
work.
can't do the work for me.
Right. Like, she can tell me I'm talented all day. If I don't go to set, if I don't learn my lines, if I don't study my craft, if I don't do that, then it don't matter how much she says that I'm the best ever since sliced bread. I'm not going to make it.
No. You gotta put in the work. You got to put in the work. And that's the thing. I'm big on craft. I'm big on putting in the work, studying, building, networking. Like, that's the thing. Like, your mama may get you in the door, but you're going to be the one to keep you in the door. You know what I mean? You're going to keep you in the room. Like, that's the thing. Like, we may have opportunities where somebody sets us up or connect us to the next person or the gatekeepers or whatever the case may be. And that's all great. It's plenty of different ways to get in the room, but only you are going to stay in the room.
Yes.
Only you are going to be able to keep yourself in the room, to keep getting projects, to keep growing, to keep building. Like, nobody's going to be able to do that for you. And I think that happens a lot of times where it's like, yeah, you may be connected, your parents might know this or that, but like, nobody's going to keep vouching for you if you're not putting in the work.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
exactly.
Now, so we got to that. We, doing the hosting thing, becoming a personality in that space. How was that? And we're gonna get into the acting, but acting and being on the red carpet, do you see any similarities of like what you have to bring to the table as like a personality?
Yeah.
Do you tap into certain type of I'll say like energies, or just craft wise, like those two different spaces?
Yes, I feel like personality really is something that is like equal in both spaces.
Yeah.
It's almost, I don't want to say it's an act on the red carpet, but like almost.
Yeah.
Like you have to be a personality for number one, people to notice you and stop for you.
Yeah. You better be.
You can't just be like,
because there's so much happening.
You have to. Sometimes you have to overdo it a little bit. Like people what do the young folks call it now? Be Joe. I don't know. Child, I don't know what it is. But you have to put on a little bit. And I absolutely pride myself on being authentic. So I am just like a jovial spirit. I am just fun. I am just goofy. My kids will tell you all day, every day, like, I'm just goofy. That's just who I am. I'm genuinely like a person who loves people, even though I'm an extroverted introvert. I love being by myself and having my time, but I genuinely am like this. So, because before the cameras was rolling, we were in here busting it up. That's just who I am genuinely. On the red carpet, though, I'm this times maybe 2 or 3. Like, I got to turn it up a little bit because people love a personality,
You can't have a bad day up on red carpet.
You can't have a bad day. You can't have a bad day.
We want to see that bubbly personality.
Yes.
We want to see you doing your thing. Yeah. So
exactly. And that's something that I bring to set as well. I just try to be who I am all the time. And so that jovial spirit is something that I bring to set as well. But also when you're acting, you're embodying someone else. Yeah. So what I've learned is that, because from one of the little scenes that he put out, one of the little trailers, I know we'll get to that, but I saw Tiffani in it a little bit.
Okay.
So I have to remember that Tiffani is jovial. Yeah. Tiffani is like, hey girl. Right. That's who Tiffani is.
Yes.
But Peyton is not like that.
Totally different.
Or Joan may not be like that. So I have to really dig into that aspect of it. But I would say, like, personality and also too remembering lines. Like, I have to remember my questions on the red carpet. Okay. I got to remember my lines. Because when people come up to you quickly, you don't have time to be like, oh, you're here. Okay, hold on. Let me go to my list. Yeah. You have to improv.
Exercise that brain. Yeah.
Improv is another thing. You got to improv on the spot. Maybe you didn't know you were going to interview that person. You didn't prepare for that person. Are you able to just like, hey, jump in? Same thing with on set. If you lose your line, are you able to just
wing it
keep it until the scene is over and then
fix it
and change it? But you still have to like keep going.
You can't just stop. Oh no, I
didn't get it right. No, and then we have to reset, and then we have to like, you have to follow through on that. So it's a lot of similarities for sure.
What's up, world? You already know who it is. Your favorite director, Maurice Paramore. And I got to tell you about my new film, Regrets. It's currently streaming on Peacock TV as well as Tubi TV. So I need y'all to go run up them streams. You can download it on your phone. You can download it on your tablet. You can watch it on your TV. So go check it out and tell me what y'all think. All right? Back to the episode. I want to talk about becoming, because I think not where a lot of actors get it wrong, but just really understanding that concept of becoming the character, right?
Yes.
You playing a character, you're an actor, you have your own personality, you have your own thing, but when you're in a movie, you're playing a character that may be very different than who you are as a person. You know what I mean? So just talk about that in general, because I remember a lot of my films, I remember I was doing my first film and I was telling one of my actors, I'm like, listen, this is the character, you got to move like this. Or it was like a line that he was supposed to say, and he was like, I wouldn't say that. And I'm like, bro, you're not playing yourself. You know what I mean? This is not you. Remove yourself. I mean, bring what you bring to the table. Bring what you may bring in your own life and your own things that you may have been through. You're bringing all these things to the character, right? To make it come alive, but also understanding that you are not playing yourself. So talk about becoming a character and understanding that, like you said, you kind of had to go through that a couple of times where it's like, oh, okay, this is not Tiffani. I'm not playing Tiffani. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Tiffani is playing XYZ.
It's, for me, it was a little bit different because of the way I got the part.
Okay.
And I know we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but for me, it was a little bit different. But I would just say that it comes with doing the work.
Yeah.
It comes with the preparation. It comes with the analysis, the script analysis. Like, you have to dive into the character and, like you said, become them. It takes work. And I know that we were just talking about this, but like a lot of actors or people who are naturally talented in acting are like, oh, I got this. I'm good. I don't gotta. But no, you should literally break down every character that you play. If they don't have a backstory already, talk to your director about like, what's their backstory? What makes them tick? Where's their humanity lie? Like, find out everything that you need to find out about the character from your director's perspective, and then bring your own to it as well. But you have to, it's really just about fully immersing yourself in the character and being prepared. I think when you're prepared, I think when people bring themselves into the character, is because of like lack of preparation. So you go to your default, which is you.
This is me.
You're your default, right? Like, and when you're an actor, you have to be vulnerable. It's like you have to shed away everything. And really, like, because I'm not a crier.
Okay.
But like in the movie, Peyton had to shed a tear, and I was struggling.
Like,
I was like,
do it.
Yeah. Can I just throw some water in there? It was just like, you have to, that's because I'm not. Yeah. Tiffany's not all the way vulnerable.
Right.
But Peyton was in that moment. Okay. And you have to be able to dive into that. Now, there's a reason why that we'll get to. But I'm telling you, like, you just have to prepare. You have to fully immerse yourself. And preparation doesn't mean just when you get the script. Preparation is every day.
Yeah.
You should be doing a monologue. You should be going to acting classes. You should be looking in the mirror, working on your facial expressions. There's so many things that you can do.
You got to put in
to prepare daily.
Yeah, I think some actors, they get the script and they think it's just about saying the lines and memorizing the lines and just saying that on screen, and it's like, okay, my job is done. See y'all later. Nope. And it's like, yo, it's so much more than that. You know, you have to really tap into the character. You have to, like you said, sometimes the backstory may not be on script. It might not be in the script. You know what I mean? You might not really know why they're acting the way they act. So it's like, okay, go to the director. Okay, I need some notes on that. And if the director doesn't have a backstory for him, you got to start creating for your own. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, who is this character? In my eyes, why are they acting the way they do?
Exactly.
Why are they doing this? Why are they moving the way they move? Why are they responding this way? And, you can create as much backstory as you want. You know what I mean? They really get into this character. Okay, maybe this character got abused when they were younger, or maybe they were locked up but it wasn't in a script. So what does that bring? What kind of trauma can you bring into this character that's maybe struggling with something else, right? Or maybe when you're talking about yourself, bringing some of your own things that you've been through, your own trauma, that's like, okay, I never been through this, but I've been through that. And this, maybe I can use this to kind of tap into this world. You know what I mean? I can use that as motivation to bring this character out. And
that's
like I said,
about getting an understanding of who the character is. It's about getting an understanding, because when you understand who they are, and like you said, the why, then it helps you dive into them easier. And it's not one of those things where like you have to necessarily agree.
Right.
Because, well, I wouldn't do that. But if you have an understanding, well, I can understand why, because such and such happened to her. It helps you sort of like morph into them easier.
And I think that's a great point of like, okay, maybe I wouldn't do this, but if you're stuck on just I wouldn't do or I would, you close yourself out to the character. You know what I mean? I think you have to be very open-minded to this character. Like, okay, well, why are they acting this way? I know I wouldn't act this way, but okay, they're doing it. Let me get a better understanding of why they're doing it. It's not about if I would do it or not. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think that's a very interesting way to kind of go into a character of like, let me just be very open-minded to this character, these struggles, what they're going through, why they're feeling the way they feel, and just being really open to the whole process.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And like you said, you just got to put in the work. I think everything, we live in this microwave society where it's like, everybody want everything now, fast, on point. And it's like, yo, you don't become Angela Bassett overnight. You don't become Denzel Washington overnight. You don't become Viola Davis overnight. You know what I mean? We want to be where they at day one.
And it just don't work that out way. The gate.
You know what I mean? And it's like, no, you see it. And it's like, yo, go through the process. I love to see people's journeys. I love to see my own journey. I was just talking to you about, my first film. And I was like, I didn't know anything about filmmaking when I did my first film, but it was where I was at the time. You know what I mean? The projects I did 2 years ago, good or bad, it's where I was at the time. And you see the growth. And you're always like, okay, how can I step it up a notch? How can I get a little better?
That's so important.
You know what I mean? But I embrace the journey.
Yes.
And the process.
This is always about the journey. It's never about the destination.
No.
That's in life, that's in career, that's in love, that's in everything. It's always about the journey. Yeah. Never about the destination.
No, you get caught up in the destination, man, you'll miss everything.
You'll miss the gems which come during the journey.
It's like that with projects. That's why it's like, I love getting feedback on projects. I love constructive criticism and all of that stuff. But I'm so into the journey that I'm already past that. Like, I have a movie, and when it's out, I spent so much time with it. I've been with it so much. I'm already on to the next thing. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I was just on a destination, it would be like, oh, well, we did this, we finished it, we're done.
That's it.
But it's like, yo, oh, we got to get this thing out there. We got to promote it. Then you got ideas for new films,
stuff.
the new stuff. You always moving forward. So it's just always about the next thing. One of the best quotes I think I internalized from Denzel. They always ask Denzel Washington, what is the best film you ever done? Like, what is your favorite film of all the films you've done? And he says it's always the next one.
Yeah.
And I was like, at first I thought he was just being like, whatever. But I'm like, no, that actually kind of makes sense, because the work is already done. You did your thing, you put it out there, and once it's out there, it's for the public now, there, right? Yeah. So it's always a next thing. Like, we always on to the next thing. I think it's good to appreciate, celebrate, reflect on what we've done, but always be pushing the needle. Yeah. Always to the next thing.
And make sure that from one to, I think too, he's probably said that because he knows that in the next one he's going to grow more. Oh, yeah. He's going to have life experiences. Yes. It's going to be a better performance. Each movie is going to be better than the last one, because, and I met Denzel and had the opportunity to interview him.
Super dope.
Super humble, very kind. I mean, hands down, the most humble and kind celebrity that I've ever met or interviewed. And he's very much into knowledge.
Okay.
He's always like, if you say a word, he'll be like, well, what does that mean? I said something. He's like, well, what's the definition of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be on your P's and Q's. Very much about like going to school, getting your education, diving into your craft full force. So I could see where his mindset would be growth. Absolutely.
And ain't that beautiful, at that age, still growing, still learning the craft, still challenging yourself. And I think that's something that we really need to take, especially young people, man. Sometimes you get to the point where you think you know it all, right? And you get a teenager, they're like, they think they've been through it all. And it's like, yo, no, 30s, your 40s, your 50s, you still learning. You still have to study. You still have to go through the growth.
Ever.
You know what I mean? It never stops. And I think once you think that you got it all and you got enough information and you're good, I'm telling you, that's the worst kind of downfall. Attitude. Yeah, that's going to be a downfall.
The more you learn, the more you realize you don't know anything.
Oh, man.
That's why you need to keep on learning.
Keep growing. That's why I'm always about the next project, because it's like, oh, man, did this, and I learned so much. Like, I did my last film, Kodak. It was the first film that I did straight through. I did 6 straight days. We had 4 days off, and then we did 4 more. Finished the film in 10 days, but I've never shot any of my projects back to back like that. And I learned so much about myself. I challenged myself so much. I went through every possible obstacle I can go through, but it made me such a better filmmaker. It made me a better producer. It made me a better thinker. I just learned so much, and it was like, oh man, I gotta apply this to the next thing. You know what I mean? Like, but just that period was so much growth.
Yeah, and you can never get better if you don't think like that.
Yeah.
You'll never get better. You won't be a better actor. You won't be a better director. You won't. I would implore people out there to do this. We were talking about the Viola Davises and the Angela Bassett's. I would advise people to pick an artist that you look up to, whether you're a director, a producer, even art. If you do canvases, if you do, pick a person that you look up to and study their journey. Study their journey from the beginning.
Okay.
And because I love Denzel, but Viola Davis is my A1.
Yeah.
We see the Viola Davis on How to Get Away with Murder and Fences, and we see that Viola Davis, but the journey, everything that she had to go through, all of the challenges and obstacles, all of the years that it took her to get to a whatever.
Yes.
I think that could put into perspective just how hard you have to work in this business. And that what we see is not just, oh, they filmed this in 8 months and it's out. And it was 15 years, actually. It wasn't just the 8 months they was filming. It was the 15 years that took them to get to that point. And I think once people really study the person that they admire the most and study their journey, that it would give them a deeper appreciation for the work they have to do. And then maybe the instant gratification will die down some.
Yeah,
We'll
really quick.
simmer down some.
Just a little bit,
And then you
yeah.
realize just the amount of work you have to put into it. And that's why I admire Denzel so much. He puts in the work. It's less about the talk. There's no ego.
Yeah.
There's none of that.
all
And you
about the
can't
work.
have ego in this industry.
No.
Even though
It's filled with it.
it's
But-
filled with
Yeah,
it.
it's filled with it.
But you can't have that in this
go but
industry
so far
for
with that,
longevity.
Yeah. You're not gonna last long. You've seen it. You've seen people fall flat on their faces. Ego is one of the biggest diseases in this industry, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to really, you have to be humble, man. And you have to be willing to learn and grow and collaborate. And it's not just my way, or my thoughts. It's just so much that goes into this industry. And that's why I love being able to talk film, because some people don't know. They only see what they see on screen, right? Even the audience, they see what they see on screen, but they don't know the hours that we put in to make the film, the preparation you had to go through, the lighting, budgets, locations. I had, locations I had for my last film that got double booked, and I'm supposed to be shooting at 2, and they saying now I can't get the place to 5 or 4, and I'm like, well, I have a whole nother scene to shoot that time, so that's not gonna work,
right?
And now you're trying to, it's so much that goes into making any kind of art, you know what I mean? So we have to appreciate the process and the journey, and I think it's important for us to talk about these things and showcase the behind the scenes and the journey, because it's not easy. It's a lot of sleepless nights.
People think that actors and actresses, people in the arts, just oh my gosh, why do you think that your job is so hard? All you have to do is just say some lines and go. But no, baby.
It ain't that easy. Let me see you go up and get in front of that screen and make that thing
babes,
happen.
and it's not that.
It's not that easy.
It's 3 a.m. outside in below 26-degree weather when you're already sick and under the weather, and you've waited 12 hours just to get to your scene, and you gotta perform like you ain't pissed off and freezing and hungry and tired.
Oh my goodness. I probably put a couple actors in bad situations, but really it was just weather. I mean,
the weather.
Shoots go a long time.
They do.
What I mean? And sometimes you're not put in the best environments. You know what I mean? You're trying to get stuff done. Sometimes it's cold. I shoot a lot in the winter, and I remember, oh my gosh, one of my actors ended up getting pneumonia. Yeah. And I was like, yo, and it was so crazy because I didn't know the guy. Brought in, I needed an extra or something like that, and the actor, he was a friend of the actor that had a big part, brought him in, killed his part, and then the next day I get a call from him, he's like, yeah, man, he's in the hospital, he got pneumonia. I'm like, holy, it was cold and everything. I'm like, whew. But it's
I got sick on set too. Yep, I got sick on set too. It's so funny, and I know we didn't get to this yet, but just talking about some of the things that happened on set that you would never know watching the movie. But it's when you want to protect your project, your baby, or something that you worked on, it's no, I need people to know, because
that's a lot.
This was a lot.
Yeah.
But it was so exciting and exhilarating too. It just be so worth it.
It is. And that's the thing. That's why it's so beautiful. The process is when you see it on the screen, everybody may not know, but the people that put it together, they know what it took to get there. And that wasn't an easy task. It's never an easy task to put a film together. You only see what's on screen. You think, oh, they're just talking. It's about a couple that's going through it. Okay, that happens every day. That's what sometimes the audience think. But you don't know how many takes that you had to do that, from how many different angles, how to even get to that point. You might not have even been in that type of space that day, right? How do I cry, like you said, crying on camera? I'm not in that space right now. Right. It takes a certain type of focus, a certain level of craft, and really knowing and becoming that when you see it on screen, you're so amazed. That's why I don't get too caught up on feedback, as far as, if you love it, that's great. If you don't, that's fine too. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I know I put my heart into it. As long as I say I did that, I'm okay. And even when I go to theaters and I go watch films like that, listen, you may like or may not like the storyline, you may not like certain things, but all I want to know is that the filmmakers and the people who are part of the project, that they put it all, they left it all on the floor. That's all I want, and I'm cool with that. You can kind of tell when everybody wasn't into it. You could see when if you was a fly on the wall, or if somebody let out all the stuff that was going on, you can kind of feel it.
Yes.
It's just like, nah, they wasn't all in. I could tell they cut corners. I could tell they wasn't all, the passion wasn't on screen. And you can't fake that.
That's why I'm so appreciative. I love that you said that. That's why I'm so appreciative of this project, because for being my very first film ever, and getting the role the way I got the role, to get on a set where you have no idea what is going on, what you're about to be in for. I mean, I was just amazed at how, first of all, I know Kai and I know how he does things. It's always an upscale thing with Kai. But just to see how everything comes together and how dedicated, from the PAs to the people providing craft services to sound to DP, shout out to Vern. I mean, everybody was so passionate. They were willing to do whatever, stay till whatever time, run the scene however many times to make it something that we all would feel good about. And if I felt like I needed another take, or I felt like that wasn't it,
I could have brought it a little bit more.
Reset. To make everybody feel comfortable. And I really appreciate that this was my first experience, because I know I talk a lot about how it was cold and how I got sick and how every time it was 3 a.m. But honestly, it was the best experience with the most amazing people who really helped me. I mean, they were a family. They blanketed me with their love and their help, helping me run lines. And I got the script 2 days before shooting.
Oh, wow.
So I got the role 2 days before shooting.
Oh, we about to talk about
this. So to have them blanket me like that and us all just support each other. Yeah. I hope it I know it will radiate through the screen, just the energy, how
I can tell the way you're speaking about it. I know it's going to come across, because the passion is there, and you explaining that everybody else had that same passion. And the person that's driving the ship, it's like that trickles down. When that person is really engaged, really passionate, and you feel it spilling out, it electrifies the rest of the people involved. You know what I mean?
My boy over there, he's a singer. He's coming out with an album really, really soon, but he does not have a cover photo. Can you do it?
Yeah, I can do it, but I usually do this type of thing just for fun.
For fun?
I charge $250 for a shoot. By the way, I'm Willow. Just turned 18, a senior in high school, and quite frankly, I'm ready for it to be over.
Any plans for college?
I've always had a dream to be a photographer.
Well, that doesn't make any money.
Willow is actually a pretty good photographer. You should see her work sometime.
Isn't that like a hobby?
Why me?
Because you're so amazing. You make me feel alive, and I want to spend more time with you.
So let me ask you something. You think my son is gonna save you?
But still I breathe.
I've been nothing but good to him.
Still I
You need a mama, honey.
breathe.
And I'm sorry to tell you, but I ain't her.
Still
I'm in love with her.
Boy, what do you know about love?
You're the only good thing in my life. Please, don't give up on me, okay, Willow?
So let's talk about it. You're in a new film called Money Lovers, right? Talk about the film and talk about the character that you play.
Money Lovers is what Kai likes to call a romantic thriller. So it is about a cryptocurrency thief played by me. And I lead this team. I don't want to call it a gang because I'm classy, but I'm a boss. And I have this team, and we are cryptocurrency thieves.
Wow.
And Kai, who is the director, the writer, and co-stars in the movie with me, he plays the detective who's hunting me down. And then during the midst of all of this, we fall in love. Now,
you're playing both sides of the game.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. Is he? I have no clue. I have no clue, but you got to come see it to figure that out. There's so much stuff. There's so much that happens. Peyton, who's my character, I play Peyton. She is sort of like in this kind of like love triangle situation while still being a boss. She's really about her money. She plays no games. Like this jovial Tiffani, Peyton is very much like, think of Meryl Streep, Devil Wears Prada, but like,
just a
little more soft, like a little more soft.
Yes. How we bring it.
Peyton is a boss. She's about her business. She loves her brother dearly, and I think that's why she is the way that she is, because she feels a responsibility to take care of her brother and herself and never be put in a situation where she doesn't have. We don't get a lot of backstory, but in my mind, I see Peyton as someone who maybe grew up without, or who had a really maybe traumatic childhood, traumatic upbringing, where maybe they were poor, they had to scrape and scrounge for anything, and she was always her brother's caretaker. Maybe her parents weren't around, or they were on drugs or something, to where they weren't there to be the providers. So now Peyton has to be, because she grows up to be very like she's not letting anything get in her way. Not love. Nothing's getting in the way of her bag.
That's first and foremost.
You could be her friend today. You could be her lover today. And today you could be gone if you mess with her funds. She don't play no games. She don't play no games.
I'm looking forward to that.
So, you know, it's
dope.
It's dope.
I love the concept, cryptocurrency thief. You said you was brought into the film 2 days before the film started. First of all, how you get involved with the film? You said you got a call from Kyrie. Like, how did this whole thing work? How did you get involved with this project?
Well, Kai has always been telling me, aside from my mom and Mr. Rudolph, that I got the sauce. You know, he'd be like, Tiff, let's get it together, girl. So he's been on me heavy too since I met him. And he was like, Tiffani, I want you in this film. I did a skit with him. And you know, skits like improv. It's not like it's very short, very brief. It's improv. You get in, you get out. But when I did that with him, he was like, oh no, you got to be in my next film, Tiff. You got to be in my next film. And he actually was like, I just want to see you commit. I just want to see you show up. Because I've been telling you this for years, but I don't know if you really about this life, girl. So just be an extra. So I was Casino Woman #2. I had one line. And I was going to do my one line, and I was going to show up and show him that I could be dedicated. So maybe in the next film, I could have maybe a bigger role, supporting role. And then, so I come to the table read. I do my one line. Killed it. And then Wednesday night, evening, he was like, so something happened with our first Peyton. She will not be doing the film anymore. How would you feel about being Peyton? And I was like, what you talking about? Who? You said one line?
I got that one line.
I got that one line down. I practiced that.
Yeah, I'm ready.
He was like, yeah, no, you're going to be Peyton. Because Kai doesn't really ask you. Like, he tells you, he's a Scorpio. He tells you what you're going to do. He's like, no, you're going to be Peyton. You could do this. And I was like, okay. And then I remembered in that moment what I had promised myself.
Going back to the yes. This is your yes year.
I just promised myself that I was going to step into, and I said, any opportunity you send me, universe, I'm going to jump on. Not going to let fear hold me back. So in that moment, in that 10 seconds I had to say something to him on his phone, I thought about that. It was just like, this is what I asked for. The universe is giving me exactly what I asked for. What am I going to do with this moment?
The ball's in your court. This is where we at.
They're like, oh, you said you was going to do what, Tiff? Say less. So, and I said yes.
You ran with it.
I said yes.
Said, listen.
I didn't know how I was going to do it.
But you said, all right, I'll commit and then I'll figure it out later.
Yeah. I was like, I got to figure out what I'm going to do with my kids. I got to learn all these lines. Who is Peyton? What? She carries the whole movie. Okay, I haven't acted in, snap. It was all these things after I said yes that I was like, excuses, girl, excuses. I had to give myself a little pep talk because it was like, excuses build monuments of nothingness. You're trying to create something. It's going to work out because this is what's meant for you. And it worked out. So.
You got all right, so the table read, how long was it after the table read that you got the call that you were going to be replaced for, you was going to take on the lead role?
It was the following week. Okay. So about a week.
So once you did the table read, you thinking, all right, I got this line. I'm good. We're going to come in.
We're going to shoot Saturday.
Back into it, you know, and then we're good. So then the following week, you get the call, hey, I want you to be the lead.
Yep. On Wednesday afternoon, we were shooting Saturday morning, 9 a.m. call time. So it was like I had Thursday and Friday to sort of figure out logistics and then also try to skim through the script.
Yeah, you still had to figure out your whole life though. Like
I had to pack wardrobe. I had to do kids.
How is this all gonna work out?
The look, the hair, this. I had to do. Damn, I had to. It's just like all the little things that needed to be done before Saturday.
It's more than just, again, showing up on set and saying lines. You know, wardrobe and, you know, how you gonna look, how your mannerism is gonna be. Who is this character?
Who is she?
What am I even doing? So what was that experience like for you overall? Just, I mean, you kind of hinted on a few of those things, but being like thrusted back into this space of acting, right? You know, you wanted to get into it. Okay, I'll do a little line and I'll just work my way slowly under the radar into this thing.
Exactly.
But being thrown into the lead role and you haven't been acting for a while, how discouraged were you? Even though you knew this was your yes year, you know you was going to commit to the things that you felt aligned with what you wanted to do in life. But where was you at mentally when that happened?
I think I wasn't discouraged, but I think I was anxious.
Okay.
I had anxiety about it because I wanted to make Kai proud. I wanted to have Peyton come to life.
Okay.
I wanted them to be happy with their decision to go with me and not the original Peyton. I didn't want anybody to be like, I wish we had the original Peyton. I'm mad we had to settle on Tiff. I didn't want that. I also wanted to push myself to see what I could do. I wanted to, I was kind of upset that I only had 2 days because I was like learning on set as I went. So every scene you see, I learned the scene that day.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have time. So I had to just focus on what are we shooting Saturday? Let me learn this scene. And I was on set still learning lines. As I was going, still learning the feel of the scene. And I don't know if you guys know out there, but you don't shoot a movie chronologically. You might shoot the end first and then the middle and then the beginning and then the this and then that and go back to the end. So I had to be fully immersed in Peyton
in different times.
And the first scene that we shot was the love scenes. So all 3 of them, there's 3 love scenes, by the way.
First day.
The first day. So it was just like, I had to try and be present as much as I could, or I was going to overthink.
Okay.
And I was going to psych myself out. I had to just say, I just have to do what I can do. I just have to do what I can do to the best of my ability. And just let it go, because if I hold on to it, I'm going to talk myself right out of doing this, and I'm going to have to tell Kai I can't do this. Like, so I don't want to psych myself out. So I just learned as I went. Everybody helped me run lines and go over the scene as many times as I needed to, and reset and redo and read whatever, and I'm fumbling lines and on this and that, and I'm just like, look.
Yeah. This is what I'm bringing. Listen.
This is what it is. So, it was very much that. But Kai's been telling me, like, yo, you killed this, Tiff. You killed. And I feel like he's psyching me up. I'm trying not to think about it, because I'm like, if I get there and... he said, Tiff, I would tell you the truth. And Kai is very much like that. He'd be like, no, that was trash. Like, no. He doesn't sacrifice anything for the craft.
How was that experience though for you as far as film, right? So your first film, is it like what you thought it was?
It was, I think, better than what I thought it was going to be, because it's something about being around other creatives,
Mm-hmm.
it's like nothing else.
Yeah.
Especially other creatives who love their craft,
Yeah.
who are so passionate about their craft. Being around them, and then you get to be around them every day. I felt like I was being fed.
Yeah.
Like I felt like my soul was being
Yeah.
fed.
Like, oh, I can get used to this.
I mean, I would have been happy being on set every day, even if I was just like a PA.
Yeah.
Like if just because just the ambiance and seeing people so in love with what they're doing and everybody putting their best foot forward, and that's what made this work. Like a change like this probably would have like been detrimental to another project if everybody wasn't so dedicated. But this pulled out the best in everybody. And it was just amazing being on. It was a feeling that like when you're in your element, and then when the camera started rolling and I thought I was going to, you get that little nervous shake right before action is called. Then you get into it and that all goes away. And you're just like,
because it's all about delivering.
I'm killing it.
Yeah, you doing your thing.
Like you just get into it and you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
Whatever comes from this, I'm just so lucky I got to be a part of just this experience.
Yes.
And I want to continue to be around creatives in any possible way I can. It just makes you want to step your game up and be better. It makes you fall in love with the craft every day. You get to work, you fall in love with it a little bit more and a little bit more and a little. And then when it's over, because our shoot was 9 days.
Okay.
Like you said yours was 10, ours was 9 days.
Nice.
Start to finish. And at the end, you're like,
We done.
no,
Yeah.
don't you want to?
I know.
What happened to the movies that take 6 months to film?
Exactly. You almost become like a family. You know what I mean? When
Yes.
you're making these projects, man, because you're spending hours in a day, and then day after day. You know, with the same people, the same crew, y'all going to war together. You know what I mean? Y'all battling it out, and at the end, you're like, you feel like you know these people so much.
Yes.
Some people you may already know, but like sometimes there's a lot of first timers coming together, and you know, everybody's trusting each other with you know what they bring to the table and their energies and stuff like that. Because you gotta think about it, man. You put a lot of different personalities and a lot of different energies together, egos, all these things is all coming together. And you know, it can go one way or it can go another way. You know what I mean? And like you said, that's how it was with Kodak, where it's just like, tag, you know, you feel good to finish a project because it's nothing like being able to say, you know, you completed something. But knowing you're not going to see these people for a while, or you might not see them to the premiere, or just knowing that you're not going to be going to work with these people anymore. It's like, it's such a bittersweet thing. You know what I mean?
Like you said, they become family. You start to like, and also too, you start to rely and crave that creative space that you were lucky enough to be in every day. You start to crave that, and then when you don't have it, you're like, how can I recreate this feeling without all of these people?
I want that back.
You want it back, and that's what makes you want to continue doing film. Like, because I could do movies for the rest of my life. I could have one line, I could have 1,000 lines. I just want to be in the space. I just want to be in the space. It's an amazing experience, even in the cold. I got to tell you about this love scene real quick.
I can't wait to see it.
So we did this, baby. Seeing this love scene, you would never expect for what went down to have went down when you see the love scene. Because when you see the love scene, oh, it looks sensual. Oh, it looks like top tier. Oh, you're like, oh. But shooting it, I'm telling you, anybody who thinks that shooting love scenes is this sexy experience, you lie. You lie. It is the most awkward, uncomfortable, weird, hilarious, hysterical thing. I mean, I don't even know how Kai got clips. We were laughing so much.
Really?
I mean, Dom, who is the co-director on this film, she was crying. Like literal tears were coming down her face. She was laughing so hard. And that's the day everybody wants to work. So everybody's on, it's like 20 people in the room. Dom's cracking up, so I'm cracking up. Naja's cracking up. The DP who's filming it is cracking up.
That's me.
And it's just like, oh my God.
It's so funny on set, especially those scenes. Because it never looks like what you're literally just trying to capture a bunch of things in these moments and put it together when it comes to love scenes. Because you might have this vision of how this love scene is going to go, but once you put the two people together, and it's like, you're just, like you said, it's very awkward. You're trying to make it look real, but it's not a real thing happening.
Cover this, move that. Tiff, we see your pants. We see this. Like, wait, no, move your arm, Kai. Your arm is, oh my gosh. And then Kai puts a ton of deodorant on. So when he's sitting there with his arm up in the air, they're like, why do we see all them clumps of deodorant? It's just so funny.
It's an interesting thing.
Oh
man.
my gosh, it's hysterical.
What's next for Tiffani? What do you want to see yourself doing more? What type of roles do you want to see yourself playing? Or are you like just a kid in a sandbox right now, just taking it all in?
I think both. Like, I'm looking to see what I want to do in the future, but I'm also taking it all in as well. I know that film is the way to go for me. I always have my hand in a bunch of different things. So, you know, because I do beauty, I do makeup tutorials, nails, and then also with the entertainment side. So I want to continue to grow Sip and Dish, which is my platform where I interview celebrities on. I want to sort of expand upon that and do like my own sort of like podcast setup, and maybe feature some local talent. Do cover some celebrity news. In that respect, I sort of want to build Sip and Dish up to be a bigger independent media platform, because I feel like there's not enough Black independent media that is represented.
Right.
You have to sort of get with a BET or a TV One or this or that to be really recognized and respected. Or already a celebrity starting a podcast to get respected. And I just want to build mine.
Build it up from the ground.
So I'm going to work on that. But also with film, I just want to keep doing film. I just want to keep doing film. I'm in a movie called Criers. We actually start training this weekend for our little weapons training. And it's like a little zombie apocalypse type of thing. And we start shooting in November for that, the beginning of November. But I just want to challenge myself in the film space. You know, I would love to take on roles that are opposite of who I am, so I can really dive into it. It's easy for me to play a bubbly personality or a comedic relief or something like that, but I want to try more drama. I want to do like a Lara Croft Tomb Raider action. I want to, like, you know, maybe a Matrix type of that. Like, I just want to do
challenge yourself,
everything,
and just try different things and see how far you can go. And like you said, one thing I always love to do with actors, I love to put actors in roles that you necessarily wouldn't see them in or necessarily think of. Like, okay, you usually play these type of roles, or your personality is more like this. I want to see you do something that's totally left field. Stuff that people wouldn't expect, and, you know, darker roles and grittier roles, and just trying different things and really pushing each other. I think that's important. So
I do want to do that, because people see like the cutesy, the glitz and the glam and the hair and the makeup and the nails and it's like,
she's
cool.
Just a pretty girl, but
no,
all the time.
Right? Like, but no, like I actually have depth, and
like, no, I can actually act. I can go this way.
Right? Like, put me in something where all of this gets stripped down, and it's just whoever the person is, Joan. And it's just Joan without all of this. I want, because I really want to show people that, like, no, I can do this. Like, I do this. You know, so I'll get there. You know, somebody will give me an opportunity. Give me an opportunity.
Listen,
I'm gonna take
y'all see Money Lovers.
Opportunity.
I'm sure y'all gonna want to put her in some really dope projects. What is Sip and Dip? Well, you said it's a celebrity. You do celebrity interviews.
Yes. So the Sip and Dish. Yes. And I do my celebrity interviews via Zoom. I started it during the pandemic. Because we couldn't go to events anymore.
Nice.
So I was like, well, how am I going to get my interviews?
Interview these people,
So I just started it on IG Live. I actually just started it, and I asked my homegirl to come on and just talk about, like, the industry, because she's in radio. And just talk about the industry. We talked about our love lives, obviously, to give you guys a little spice. And then after I did that with her, I was like, I'm just gonna call it Sip and Dish. Like, it was just a name that I just threw out there to let people know what they were about to watch. We're gonna sip and we're gonna dish the tea.
Right.
And that's just how it came about. And then I was like, wait, I could really use this as a platform, not just like a little fun hobby to do during quarantine.
Right.
That's really what it started out as. And then I just said, I'm gonna start a platform with this. And then I just started emailing celebrities, sending them my work that I've already done.
Okay.
Like, talk to me.
Like, hey, I got this thing going on.
Did.
Yeah. Oh, like you said, you commit first and then start doing the work. You'd be surprised of the opportunities that come.
Exactly.
And things that just unfold, and you be like, yo, I can't believe we here.
Right.
You know,
that people really respond to my brand, and it's not a world known platform yet. And to still have like Chrisette Michelle and like Avant and Sammy and these people who like gave me an opportunity to interview them. It's just, and I think that once I keep building that up, more people will start seeing it as a reputable brand, because I know a lot of celebrities think that it's going to be drama, but my platform is drama free. I don't discuss beef. I don't talk about, it's not a get the tea type of platform. It's positive, like how we're doing right now. It's always a positive conversation. It's about uplifting. It's about giving a voice to whatever they choose to talk about. If they want to talk about something personal, but it's not, I don't base my off of gossip and all of that stuff. I just don't do that.
No. I want to be inspired, you know what I mean, and stuff like that.
That's
and
my
that's
goal.
What I like to do, have conversations about what we go through in this industry, you know, the good, the bad, but just really hopefully being able to inspire the next person, you know, like, okay, I can do this. I see Tiffani doing her thing. I can do this, but also hearing her story and like, okay, maybe watch out for this, or, you know, take this approach and things like that. I think those is very important.
I think it is too, because I'm also a person that operates off of peace. Like, my peace is super important to me, and I don't compromise it for anyone or anything. And I just try to live a life of positivity. So I want to exude that. I want to put more of that out into the world. And if so, when you come on my platform, that's what I'm giving you. That's what I want to draw out, because a lot of this negativity and this gossip, it just it warps your mind. It just literally takes over your mind, like chemically. And
you be in it and you don't even realize it.
You don't even realize how deep it goes. You don't realize how deep it goes. What you put into your mind, it can alter your entire life. Your whole perspective of life, which can alter your actions, which can alter your life. People don't look at it that deep, but the more negativity you put in here, the more negativity is going to come.
It comes around you.
I'm a firm believer in energy.
Yeah, so am I.
So positive energy, then you can create a positive life.
Create what you want. Yes.
So
I'm so big on that, like, you know, energies, laws of attraction, positivity. You know, I've realized, like, you know, the energy that you give off is the things that you attract, and, you know, the space that you're in. And I see a lot of people, like, they have all these things going on in their life, but then you talk to them and there's nothing but negativity coming out of their life. And I'm like, listen, this is part of the problem. Like, this is all you see. This is all you surround yourself in. You're attracting this energy. You got to change that mindset. You know what I mean? You got to start, you know, being around people that want the same things as you and want, you know, a healthy life. And you said you got to work on yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to work on yourself.
That's been the theme of this interview. Work. Everything takes work. And I don't think people realize that maintaining my peace takes work. Because I have to constantly make sure that I'm putting things into my life that are for the benefit of the peaceful life that I'm trying to maintain. What I eat, how I meditate, yoga, like making sure that anything negative that tries to come in here, I block that. Like, I'm not even giving that no energy. Like, I'm not even giving that. And you're not going to get what you want from me. You're not going to get it, because I just don't live my life like that. And I found that year I was telling you about, where that growth and elevation, that's what I found in that. I found a peace that is just like unequitable. You cannot F with it. And I won't allow anybody or anything to do that. So even if when I see a lot of people, like my mom always says, did you hear this? Did you hear that? You got to stay up on this stuff because you do celebrity interviews. And I'm like, Mom, I don't know what's going on because I don't care about anything negative. I just don't. It's
too much.
I see it on the timeline. I scroll. Like
you see it, okay, and then you move on with your life.
Move on
because it can take over your whole mentality, and it affects how you move in life. And I don't think people understand it. Like people they like you said, did you hear this? I'm like, I can't take all this stuff in.
Yeah,
I can't. It's just gonna put me in a space that I don't want to be in, man. So
and I love my mom, and I know she's just doing it because she wants me to stay abreast to what's going on in case I got to interview and ask about this and ask about that. But like, I don't even ask about anything negative, so I don't even care.
I'm not
even going to ask them that, so I don't even need to know that. Right. So,
where can everybody find you? What do you want to get out there to the public? You want to promote right now?
Yes.
What's going on with Tiffani D?
Well, the first thing that's going on is Money Lovers is coming out October 27th. And October 28th, that's the premiere. It's going to be at King of Prussia Theater. And the tickets are on moneylovers.eventbrite.com. You can grab your tickets, come see the movie. There's going to be a Q&A after the movie on the 27th. And there's also going to be an after party on the 27th. So if you guys want to come meet the cast, meet me, I'll be there. Chill with us at the after party. There's different packages on the website for that, for the 27th. Then the 28th is just like a night to come out and watch the movie. We'll still be there. The cast will still be there. But just come out and watch the movie. So the festivities are really happening on the 27th.
That's where you need to be.
Yeah, so make sure you guys get your tickets for that. It's going to be a dope night.
I can't wait.
Criers. I don't know when Criers is going to be out, but we are starting to film this month. It's going to be another quick shoot. You know how that goes.
Knocking it out.
So we're doing that. Sip and Dish on YouTube. You guys can find me for my celebrity interviews.
Okay.
I am going to start branching out. So if you're a creative, you want to have a convo, hit me up on my Instagram, which is IAM_Tiffani with an ID. I'm sure you'll have it on the screen or in the description.
Yes.
You guys can follow me there on Instagram for all updates. And I also model as well. I've been modeling for years. So I do that as well. I do a lot. If you follow me on that page, you'll see. And then I got my Slay by Tiffani D. That's my makeup and nail page, my beauty page. I do a lot, people. So just follow me and then you'll see all the stuff I do.
She's a real entertainer. This is what she really does. So I'm going to let you close it out with like a word of wisdom. Like what would you say to anybody that's trying to get into the industry, that wants to be an actor, model, do hair, makeup, or anything? What would you say to the people out there that are trying to get into this industry? Because it's a crazy industry.
It's a crazy industry, but there's a few things, but I would say the top two would be prior planning prevents piss poor performance. So you have to be prepared for any industry you want to go into.
Yes.
You have to be prepared and you have to be consistent. Consistency outweighs talent any day, because you can have talent and just not do anything with it. But if you're consistent and people start seeing you over and over and over again, and you couple that with preparing, which is working on your craft, you can go further than somebody who may have a little more natural abilities, so to speak, who is just lazy. So be consistent, be prepared. And I would say the second one is just start. Just start. You don't need all the high-tech gadgets. You don't need all of this, all of that. Like, use your phone. This is probably your best asset when you don't have camera equipment. And just start. Film yourself. Film a monologue. Send it out. If you want to do beauty, film a reel. Reels are really big right now on Instagram. Film a YouTube short. I get a lot of views from the YouTube shorts. Just start. and use and exhaust every single avenue. Put your content and work smart. I know there's so many, but work smart. So if you do a piece of content, chop that up and apply it to every single platform, because some platforms may get more views than others. So
put it everywhere.
You don't have to work harder, work smarter. I'll do one content a week and I'll post it on each different platform and chop it up and all of that stuff. So you can work smarter, not harder, but just start and be prepared and be consistent and do your research.
Yes.
Study.
And I was going to say that how important is being consistent. I think we've been touching on that throughout the whole show, but just one last plug on how important consistency is.
Consistency is so important because that's the only way that people are going to see you.
That's it.
That's the only way they're going to see you and see that you're dedicated.
Yes, that's a big thing. Yep.
So if I do this movie and I don't do anything else for 6 years, it's like, oh, well, Tiff did one good movie.
That's it.
Like, what does that mean? I'm not going to ever go anywhere. So you have to keep doing it. You may be like, I'm doing it and nothing's happening. Keep doing it.
Just keep doing it.
You got to remember, research your person. It took Viola Davis years to get where she's at. If she would have stopped at year 1 because nothing happening, we wouldn't have her. The gem that she is
right now,
we wouldn't have her.
No.
So you gotta maintain that consistency.
Consistency is key. I think any success that I've been having is solely on the work you put in, and being consistent. You know, I personally been doing this for 10 plus years, and a lot of people are like, well, how'd you get on this platform and how do these things happen? It's like, yo, it takes 10 years to get to where, you know, I am, and I'm not even close to where I want to be, but you know, you just have to be consistent. I've had people literally reach out to me like, I literally followed you for the last 3 years and you've been so consistent. You have so much growth that I had to personally just reach out and see how can we work together. And that was just one of the greatest things that, you know, people can say to you. You know, it's like people can't take away the work ethic. People cannot take away the time and the effort that you put in, because I mean, entertainment is all subjective, right? Anyway, but the work is not. You know, seeing what you're doing, you being in front of people, seeing that you're in projects and you got another project, and you know, like you said, you see Tiffani in a project this year, and then if I don't see you in the next 2 years, it's like, well, what happened?
What happened to her? Like, exactly.
So consistency is very important. Thank you for the jewels that you have given.
Thank you for the platform.
Yes, man. This was an amazing interview. Like, actually one of my best. I had a great conversation with you. And I'm looking forward to see what you do next. I'm going to tap into the whole sipping dish. And I can't wait to see Money Lovers and see what else you do. So
same for you. I'm super proud of you. Congratulations. My first time meeting you, but like y'all got to see this room with the trophies and the posters. I just love seeing us do us. Like congratulations, really. I'm gonna check out all your films.
Please do.
These two are on Tubi.
Yes.
So I'll be checking those out.
Please do. Regrets is on Tubi. It's on Peacock. The Recession is on Tubi, so please check that out, and just stay tapped in, man. We got a lot of stuff coming out, a lot of good projects, and you know, just keep building, keep networking. You know, whatever you're trying to do in this world, like she said, start. That's one of the most important things. Just start where you are. You may not have what you want, but just start where you are. If you want to be a filmmaker, you might not have the perfect camera that you want, but just start with the camera you have, or just get something that's, you know, a little inexpensive so you can get going. Just get going and grow into the person that you want to be. Like you said, you're not going to be Denzel overnight. You're not going to be Viola Davis overnight. You know, you just got to put in the work and then, you know, inspire to get, you know, put them on your vision board. You know, you want to be them one day, but that doesn't mean you have to be there today or tomorrow. You know, just trust the process, appreciate the process, and it's all about the journey. The destination, nobody remembers the destination. It's just about the journey. You know, once you get to the destination, you're gonna be trying to get to another destination. You know what I mean? So just keep going. Tiffani, I want to thank you for being on the show. I had a pleasure interviewing you, and you're gonna come back, right?
Absolutely. You know, listen, we could be on hour 4 talking the way me and him go. Like of course I'm coming back.
Yes, we're gonna talk more after, you know, this film comes out, our next film come out, and we're just gonna keep this going because I had a pleasure.
Me
speaking
too.
with you. And
we might work together.
Yeah,
Hint,
I think
hint,
so.
hint,
I
hint.
think so. I think so. I'm ready to see this film.
Maurice.
I already love your energy and everything. So I'm almost guaranteed that we're going to work together. So again, thank you. Follow her. Follow me at Dreamboy Vision. And stay tuned to all the projects be going on. And make sure y'all subscribe and click the likes, all the stuff to help the algorithms and help us get those, views in them good spots. All right. So I will see y'all next time. And we tapping out. And you know where to find her. You know where to find me. All right. See y'all next time.
Peace.